The rest of the NFL is absolutely terrified that this just happened. It is an absolute embarrassment for a lot of teams in the NFL. And a lot of you pundits in the start of the season were absolutely wrong. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Bills Digest. I'm your host, Anthony Senicar. And we all love some wintertime football, and we all love to smash some tables come tailgate season. And the same way all you guys smash those tables come tailgate season, I want you guys to smash that like and subscribe button and stay in touch with Bills Digest for all your latest Buffalo Bills news so we can just keep on talking Buffalo. And, well, it happened, people. Just like I said, the Buffalo Bills are 5-time AFC East champions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count them all up. 5-time champions. You just love to see it. Especially in a retool year. It's just a real embarrassment, in my opinion, to the rest of the AFC East. Miami, again, obviously had a lot of issues go early on with Tua being out in concussion protocol. Don't really know what's going to happen there, if Mike McDermott gets fired or not, or if they kind of keep it going. But again, they did lose to the Green Bay Packers Thursday night in I believe now they moved to 0-11 in any weather games in -0 weather, which is, I don't know what you do there, because come playoff time you are going to be going to a lot of these teams where it's cold weather, so they got to figure that out. Obviously, the New York Jets with GM Aaron Rodgers did not work out, and the Patriots are obviously in a rebuild year, but the Bills are 5-time AFC champions. Just defeated the 49ers 35-10 Sunday prime time in an absolute snow globe game. I was there. It was crazy. And again, it was just great atmosphere all around. So let's break it down for you guys all right now here. We'll start with just quick general thoughts, and I'll move to the offense, what I liked on there, what I liked on the defense. And first of all, if we're going to do a quick overhead everything, let's give this man his props. Mr. Sean McDermott absolutely putting on a masterclass. In my opinion, should be head coach of the year, along with the man beside him there, should probably be the MVP, but we'll talk about that later on. Sean McDermott now moves to 8-0 after bye weeks. I think it's kind of just a perfect example of the head coach that Sean McDermott is. Super disciplined. Make sure all your ducks in a row. None of this unnecessary penalties. Kind of, not to bash the Houston Texans, but watching Houston Texans game, you can see kind of uncoached, kind of undisciplined. Sean McDermott, completely other side of the coin, really just solidifies himself as one of the top 5 head coaches in the NFL come regular season time. We still got to see him playoffs, but he's definitely in the upper echelon of head coaches, and especially just I think just it being a retooling year. Start of the season, everybody was saying, hey, the Bills are out, might not make the playoffs. A lot of pundits were saying the Bills are out of the playoffs. It's Miami's division, the Jets' division. Sean McDermott said, no, I'm going to pull up my pants, and I'm going to make you guys understand that this is my division. He just keeps on having great defenses, and even when the times are tough, losing major pieces with Trey White, Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, all these guys, having Matt Milano just come back this past week, and again, still being a top 5 defense in the league. And it's just, I think he should have his hat in the conversation for Coach of the Year. Now, let's move over to the offense, and before I talk about Mr. MVP, I do want to talk about this man right here, James Cook, and the rushing attack. Wow. Crazy reminiscing of the Cowboys game last year. Jimbo had himself a day, 14 carries, 107, 1 rushing touchdown, 1 catch for 113. The Bills' rush offense in general had 220 yards against, obviously, a 49ers defense coming into this game who was a top 10 against the rush. So again, Bills had their way going on with it. James Cook obviously had himself a game with a touchdown. Ray Davis also had himself a game with another touchdown. Josh also had a rushing touchdown. So again, I think this kind of solidifies that come playoff time in these big games where if it's in Orchard Park, it's going to snow or it's going to be cold. The Bills of previous would keep trying to throw the ball, keep trying to force the pass game. But I think this game really solidifies, if not from the Cowboys game last year, that the Bills has a really good rushing attack. And this has taken a lot of weight off of this man's shoulders and allowed him to have what I believe is a MVP campaign. This man right here, Joshua Patrick Allen. Have yourself a day. Holy smokes. Obviously, he had this play right here, which I believe is his second MVP play of the season. And, well, he had himself a game. 13 for 17, 148 passing, 2 passing touchdowns. Again, was an absolute snow globe there. For him to have these stats, passing game was crazy. 3 rushes for 18 yards, 1 rushing touchdown, as well as on the night, broke the Bills' total touchdown records, beating Mr. Jim Kelly 53 games. 53 games before Jim Kelly broke his, which is absolutely insane. Just to put some more crowns in this, or more jewels in this man's crown, Mr. Josh Allen, first ever quarterback with a passing, rushing, and receiving touchdown in the same game. Triple crown. What an absolute guy. He is also the 3rd player in the last 20 years to hit the triple crown in a game. 1 passing TD, 1 rushing TD, and 1 receiving TD. Obviously, he had the receiving TD on this play here. Just an absolute crazy game for Josh. Really, I think having this run game now really solidifies that, Josh, you don't got to do everything yourself. And when he needs to become Superman, he does, but he's not forcing stuff. This is really his team. The vibes are just immaculate. There's no one no knock on Diggs, who is still a great receiver. But obviously, I think in the offseason when they traded him, eating that $30 million in dead cap. And now I think it just kind of proves that Josh didn't really work too well with having a receiver in his ear saying, throw me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball. Now everything goes through him. He calls his shots. He makes the plays that he wants to make. And I think that just this game really solidifies him as the odds favorite to become MVP. And all around, just a great game for the offense. Again, rushing offense looking great. Josh, MVP conversation. McDermott, head coach Sean McDermott, looking good as well. And I think just from years past, this team really has a great vibe on the offense side of the ball. And again, even post-game when Sean McDermott and Josh were making those snow angels, the vibes, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but the vibes are just different. They just feel good. No one's all tightly wound up. Sean McDermott in years past would never do that. I think this team really loves each other and is very, very tight-knit. And I think that might affect the Bills come playoff time if it keeps going like this. Now, let's move to the defensive side of the ball, and let's give this man his flowers here. Mr. Greg Rousseau, Groot, had himself another great game. 4 tackles, 3 tackles for a loss, 1 sack, and 1 fumble recovery. Obviously, had the fumble recovery on that play where Purdy lost the ball. But again, doesn't matter. Sacks, another sack, which is good, which puts Groot on 6.5 sacks in the season. Pass rush looked really good. I think having Vaughn back and everything, I think you're fully seeing how this D-line is getting a lot better. Hopefully it doesn't shut down during playoff time as it does in years past, but I don't think as well. Dwayne Carter obviously didn't play, but I think having him back will also help rotate the D-line. And then on top of that, obviously the big storyline coming into this game was Matt Milano playing, how many snaps he would play, if he would even be a starter. Obviously when he came out of the tunnel, it was absolutely loud. It was a wild experience. Everybody was happy to see him back. And we do have a snap count, which is a quite surprise, what I think. So right here, if you take a look, there were Sal Capaccio who tweeted, who I get a lot of Bills stats from, just a great guy all around for Bills facts. And if you guys are not following him, I would suggest you follow him. So he had the Bills defensive stats, 48 defensive snaps. Matt Milano played in every single one of those. That was not a dime situation. Cam Lewis came in and replaced him. And the big news, Dorian Williams did not play a single defensive snap, which is wild to me. I was calling for a lot of the game to run that base defense. Obviously, it's not so peachy on the defense side of the ball. Obviously, McCaffrey came out early in the game with that injury, which kind of affected the run game. And again, the Bills getting him to the big lead did affect the 49ers, how they played. They were not able to run the ball the way that they wanted to, because when they did run the ball, there were obviously a lot of big gains to be had. The Bills also struggled against the receiving backs again, but I will talk about all of that later on this week, because I do think, as much as this is a great win, there are some issues on this Bills defense that concern me. But again, great win all around. Matt Milano came back, played a ton of snaps, which was good to see. The Bills defense will get back into it. Rousseau had himself a game. Josh Allen continued his MVP campaign. I don't want to hear any more talk. If he beats the Detroit Lions in come 2 weeks from now after the Rams, he is the MVP. I think he's already had himself 2 MVP statement games and statement plays, obviously with a big run against Kansas City this past week with the shovel pass from Amari Cooper for a touchdown. Just a great game all around. What an atmosphere. What a game. What a football team. Please like and subscribe, guys. And as always, go Bills.